All right, we're back. It's different kind of genius. It's that time of the week again. And I've always got a special guest with me, but I think out of everyone we've had so far, this is a different one. This is a man I've known for a little while as well, and he disappeared off the map for a bit to go out there and to do his own shit. But when I say go out there and do his own shit, he's really out there doing his own shit. So today with me, I've got Tyson Jarvis. And Tyson, how are you, my brother?
Yeah, good, Dre. Yourself?
Man, I'm blessed. I get to do things like this in my life now. Like,
yeah,
I've spun it around a bit, so I'm on that positive shit now, and I'm enjoying what I do.
Yeah, awesome.
And if I wasn't enjoying what I do, shit, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no even promise of what next, but you know when you have that good feeling about things, that's what this is for me.
Yeah.
And like I've got the good homies around me. Liam, he's helped me create this out of absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And my brother, who's just not here today, he's been a busy man. But even boom, like, spent a good year with him unpacking the whole idea. And shit.
Yeah,
now we're here
awesome.
for episode 6. So it's like, it's come such a long way.
Absolutely. It's good.
What about you? How's life at your end?
Busy. Very busy, yes. So I'm back in town for a little bit. I've been overseas filming stuff. And then I've just come back and we're sort of got a horror movie in production that's going to go over the winter down in the Polar Bay.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've got a really good script that's going to blow everyone's socks off. So,
shit.
Yeah, like real good.
Man, and thank you so much too for making the drive down.
Yeah, no,
I get
no
that
worries.
you're not even Geelong based anymore.
Yeah,
so I was just like, when I hit you up with the idea, you were in LA, and I was like, shit, this man's that busy.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'll be back for 2 weeks before I disappear again. And I was like, all right, I've got to somehow manage to squeeze you in that period.
Yeah.
So I couldn't thank you anymore for coming down.
No worries, it's a pleasure to be here.
Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us, like, what has a man like Tyson Jarvis been up to?
Yeah, so we've got in development the horror movie 22 Seaview Drive. So it's going to be filmed in the Polar Bay over the winter. The script is really good. I have a mate who works on American Horror Story who's actually looked at the script. So me and a couple others, they wrote it, and he said it's spot on. It's really good if it gets made well. You know, it's going to do some damage, especially... So we've got a cinema release, sort of the Colac area where I'm from.
Yep.
Limited screening in Geelong, and we're pushing for Netflix. So that's what we're doing with that. And we've got some big actors I can't sort of name yet who's coming on board of that. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm working on as well.
So where'd you come from recently? So what were you in LA for?
Just auditions and stuff. So yeah. But after I seen you, I haven't seen you for a couple of years. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it may be 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. So we filmed What Goes Around Comes Around when I was with you.
Yeah.
After that, I went overseas and we filmed Coffee with Anna. So it's like a dramedy, I'd say. I play the sort of sidekick to the main character. He breaks up with his missus. He catches her cheating on him. So I play the sort of comic Australian relief. So I get to play Aussie, which is I get to use my own accent, which was cool.
True.
Yeah.
I forgot that you do heaps of accents.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Probably didn't even say, but Tyson's an actor. For anybody that's sitting there wondering, he's like,
Yeah.
auditioning for what? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, Tyson's an actor, and there aren't many in Australia that are probably on his level. So he's really out there doing the right thing.
Yeah, thanks.
And
man.
accents. Give us an example of a quick one. What's your best?
Well, I'll give you my thing. So when I first went to LA, my first ever audition was for American Horror Story Hotel.
Yep.
And I went in there, and you have to slate your name. So my name's Tyson Jarvis. I'm with a certain manager, blah blah blah. And the guy pulled me up straight away. He goes, "You're stuffed up already." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I know you're Australian, so I'm automatically listening for your accent."
Yeah.
So any word that, like when I changed over, any word that I'd kind of stuff up, he goes, "I know you're Australian." So he goes, "You walk in and you trick us from the start." So I walk in, I'm like, "Hey, I'm Tyson Jarvis. I'm with, such and such, and I'm auditioning for the part of whatever, and they're like, "Oh, okay, this dude, he was American, whatever." And then you just go for it. And if you do stuff up a word, they're not really listening for it as much.
Yeah.
So you walk in, you just trick them from the start. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that's how it worked.
Yeah.
And the Australian accent's a funny one as well. Like, I could imagine, like, when you hear it in certain movies and stuff, sometimes you're like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah. Some people are better than others, but there's some auditions where I walk in and, the people are like, "Oh, yeah, nice accent." And I'm like, shit, like, they obviously know I'm not American.
Yeah.
So, but some people just like, like I walked into an audition once, and then I changed. I said, "Do you mind if I swap over to my Australian accent?" And they're like, "What?" I said, "Oh, just my jaw," because you have to be very open the way you speak an American accent.
Really?
We're very closed, and how we mumble and don't really speak really clear compared to Americans. They really open your mouth like a lot, and then just we're really closed over. So your jaw gets sore when you do 20 or 30 auditions a day.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. They're just things I haven't even considered. Like,
Yeah, it's
it's
a lot
not
of
often
work.
I put on an accent.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
So take us back to Coffee with Anne.
Yeah,
So
Coffee
you were
with
the
Anna.
sidekick?
So that was Colombian and Los Angeles. My part was in Los Angeles, and I played a sort of the comic relief where I sort of helped out my best mate because he's depressed, obviously, after his missus cheated on him. So I booked him a return ticket to Colombia because he sells coffee and stuff. One of the import coffee and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So he heads over there to import some coffee back, and he falls in love with a new girl, and he ends up staying in Colombia. So that's an Amazon series too that did really well. So
what's an Amazon? Oh, so it's just available on
it's like
the Amazon
Netflix,
platforms?
but Amazon's massive in America. So
That's true.
that was with New Zealand Sun Films, their production company. Their wife is from New Zealand, and they're Americans. So that's why they're called New Zealand Sun Films.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And then so that's the full 360 of that storyline. Like he gets cheated on by his
Pretty
missus.
much, yeah.
You
It's a
help
really
him
nice
out.
story.
Yeah.
Quite sad at the moment. I sort of, try and bring him up, and yeah, it's really nice endings. So I think they're talking about doing a sequel with that. So
Bro, that like things like that, that'd be exciting for you because you just know that that's some more work that's coming your way.
Yeah, if they write my character in, hopefully. But
So true.
yeah.
I guess
But
that's-
hopefully, I'm the best mate of the,
Yeah. Oh, surely you'd have some role.
Yeah.
You can't just kill off the best mate.
Yeah,
like,
surely, yeah.
Sure, and then 2019, surely they can write in. It's like you Skype each other or at least some shit.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
it's
A little
something.
cameo I'll be happy with. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, if you're at home and you got Amazon movies, Coffee with Anna, watch that shit.
So yeah, so I did Coffee with Anna, and then I've done a fair bit. Did I tell you the movie I did with Pierce Brosnan?
No.
Yeah, so The Moon and the
dumb
Sun.
question, but who's Pierce Brosnan? Like you know how I'm like with all this shit.
James Bond before Daniel Craig.
True. True.
So that was actually filmed in Melbourne. It's a Hollywood film.
Yeah.
It's called The Moon and the Sun. They changed the name to The King's Daughter. Hasn't been released yet, but it was in Dockland Studios. So I went to an audition and I got the role straight away. Very, very small part, but Hollywood film like that, I was just like, yeah. So I got to set and I waited around. I had to wait around for about, it would have been 8-10 hours maybe. It was like a 20-hour filming day.
Shit.
So I had to wait around all day. And then this guy finally comes in. He said, Pierce Brosnan wants to meet you now. I'm like, who? He goes, Mr. Brosnan wants to meet you now. I was like, oh, shit, man. Freaking out. Yeah, I love this dude. Like James Bond, Dante's Peak, all that sort of stuff. So I walked into the studio and I was shit myself. And I was standing there and he walks in and he's like, so in his English accent, he's like, so what movie of mine is your favourite? And I'm like,
That's the first thing you said.
yeah, I was like, Dante's Peak. And he's like, good choice, sir. And then he started talking to me and stuff. I was like, he goes, if you picked a bad movie, he goes, we can't be friends.
Is that really what he said?
Yeah. So he's like, it was like his humour,
Yeah, like
this kind of, this strong humour he had. And I was like, I don't know whether to take him serious. And he's like, dude, I'm joking. Like, I just wanted to see what your answer was.
that's a very intimidating way to meet someone.
Yeah,
like,
especially
imagine,
someone like that. I was like, shit.
fuck.
But once the day got on, I spent 2 days with him and started to get a bit more friendlier and hang out, and he'd come and have lunch with me and gave me a lot of tips and all that sort of stuff because he's a legend. He's been around for bloody ever. So yeah, it's cool to get some tips off a big dog like that. So
What sort of if you don't mind me asking, what sort of tips do you get from individuals like that? Like, what are they like? I haven't even thought about it too much. Like the mind of an actor and what goes into acting. Like, obviously, if you're a sports star, people like work out, eat healthy,
exactly,
blah 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 blah.
yeah.
What are you being told?
Probably the best advice I've ever got from a big dog would be Joel Edgerton.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with him in LA last time I was there. He basically told me he didn't get his big break until he was 30 years old. He used to work in the kitchen, cooking and stuff like that, and kept on. And he was making movies with his brother Nash, and they just kept making movies, and they were shit. And he just kept trying, and then they made a shit ton of money on one of them, and that sort of just blew him into the next world. He's like, just don't give up, keep making movies, keep doing your thing, and it's gonna happen. And it's, just keep putting yourself out there. Cause,
True.
yeah, it's like, some people don't have it, some people do.
Yep.
But you got to, the people that do have it don't have to work as hard as others. So
Okay, it's like anything. And if they just put in a small amount of effort, like it'll take them that little bit further
exactly,
than what it would take
so I
anyone
have
else.
put the foot on the gas, work hard, surround myself with the right people, and
But that's like, they're all crucial parts of life. Like,
exactly.
For what you want to do, you have to surround yourself with the people trying to achieve that same thing.
Same concept and everything, isn't it? Like, really, same with sport and real life and movies and
absolutely everything.
Yeah,
absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So you did the Hollywood production in Melbourne.
Yeah, that was filmed in Melbourne. They film a lot over here because it's cheaper to film over here compared to like filming at Paramount and all that sort of stuff.
Is that just in terms of like renting the studios, like trying to shut down areas of the city and stuff like that?
Yeah, easy to get permits, obviously, because like there's 23 million people in LA. I think there's like 25 million in Australia or something like that. So
shit.
Yeah, so it's crazy difference, and then plus all the taxes and all that sort of stuff here. We obviously don't have to pay that. Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're a lot cheaper over here.
That's stuff I didn't even consider. Like, because in my role, I'm familiar how you have to get permits to use specific roads and stuff like that.
Yep.
I thought Melbourne would have been dear, but when you look at it like that, compared to LA, like it'd be nothing.
Crazy, yeah, absolutely. So I did that. So that should come out very soon.
Yeah.
I did the James Gibson story.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. 'Cause I think that's what you had upcoming next last time I saw you.
Yeah. So I played James, the title character. He's pretty crazy. So it's a really crazy upbringing, in and out of prison his whole life. And then he finds the love of his life and really turns it around, gets a job, tries to do the right thing. He's doing really well for 4 or 5 years. And then sort of this one night, an old friend pops up and he reversed the old ways and bad things happen. And I can't reveal any more than that. But it's a crazy ending. It's like a roller coaster, this movie. So, yeah, I can't wait till that's sort of released.
That sounds interesting, though, because it's always, we've all got that one bad friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And whenever he comes down for a few beers, you're just like, there's a reason I don't hang out with you often.
Exactly right, yeah. Well, that's a similar thing that happens in the movie. He has a few too many beers and...
Shit, it's a man.
But I get to shoot people. I got to spend a lot of time in prison, do drugs. Like, it's crazy movie. So,
And how do they do that in movies? Like, is it staged or is it sort of... I understand the shooting and stuff would be staged, but is the drug use, do they just put that on?
Yeah, well, there's some things like... I've had to do drugs in a few movies, but it's a lot of vitamins. You actually snort crushed vitamins.
Which makes, but I couldn't imagine you banging lines and lines of like snow.
Nah.
The movie would go in a completely different direction.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so a lot of vitamins and stuff like that. I did a movie overseas where I played a pretty messed up teacher where I had an alcoholic drug addict, and so I had to snort a lot of drugs and vitamins, But James Gibson should be out by the end of the year, early next year.
Sweet.
And then I did a film called White up in Hanging Rock.
Called White?
Yeah, it's called White. So it's with a director I've always wanted to work with. She's really good. She won a bunch of awards for best film and that in all over the world. So she's really, really good. And
what's that director's name?
Zoe Burst.
Zoe Burst.
Yeah, she's not well known yet, but she will be. She's super talented. And I just got a message off her one day and saying, hey, I've got a role for you. Oh, I auditioned for a previous film. I didn't get the role. And then I got a message off her saying, dude, I want you to be in my movie. I said, yeah, I'm in. She goes, you don't even know what it is. I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm in. Whatever it is. I was like, okay, cool. So I read the script and it is super. It's like a psychological thriller. I play a very nerdy, chubby, sort of overweight dude.
Okay.
So very far from myself. I'm not nerdy at all. I don't even know how to turn a computer on pretty much. I'm really shit at that sort of stuff.
Man, I've seen your shoe collection as well. So I was like, fuck, if you were nerdy, like, you spent your money on the wrong shit.
Exactly, yeah. Shoes and watches and stuff. But yeah, so I said, I'm in, let's do this. So we went to Hanging Rock for 6 days and filmed up there and had a ball. So day one was rehearsals and then she was just like, let's get straight into this. And she got probably the best performance out of me, I reckon, ever.
Is that because you wanted to work with her from the beginning?
Yeah, she's just a real sort of... just the way she communicates with actors is just a different level to I've sort of experienced before.
Okay, so what, like... Yeah, you're talking to someone that's got no idea. So
Yeah.
like,
So she,
how do people usually treat you, and how did she treat you?
yeah. So sort of like say you're the director and you say, all right, Tyson, I want you to run and jump over this couch and then fall over and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So I just run and jump over it. And you're like, no, that's not it. Run and jump over it. And I'm like, I've had a lot of directors sort of like that.
Okay.
She'll actually go through it with me. She'll act it out for me
Okay.
first. She goes, I want you to do exactly like this. And she'll personalize a lot of stuff. So say I had to get quite upset in a lot of the scenes and stuff like that. And she sort of hit a lot of spots from my past and things that have happened to me and really personalize it and put a twist on it. So it brings out a very real, authentic performance and sort of puts you in a different mindset.
So it's almost like she's got that care about you from the get-go, which makes your role easier.
Yeah.
How did she know that stuff about you? Did you have a previous relationship?
Yeah.
Or?
So so I used to date this girl and she dated her brother.
Oh,
She dated my ex-girlfriend's brother.
Yeah.
So that's how I started with her, and she was at drama class. She was like a drama teacher back then, and so it'd been a couple years since I sort of seen her, but yeah, she knew exactly like where to hit the spots and all that sort of stuff. So
And I've always wondered about, like, obviously, like when you watch movies and stuff, you're like, I understand that like the characters and stuff are fictional.
Yeah.
But to evoke that emotion in someone, I'm like, that person has to, one, have experienced that before.
Yeah.
Or two, it's like they're just a fucking good actor.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's like,
Yeah. Nah, she wrote the film as well. It's only a short film as well.
Okay.
But big budget short film. So it's going to go on the festival circuit next couple of months.
Yep.
And then we'll get to show the public. So
So what's the festival circuit?
Yeah, so last one she did, she won like best movie, best director in LA and all that sort of stuff. So she'll sort of get 20 different festivals and she'll, like just pick in whatever, see wherever it gets picked up. But
Okay.
yeah, so she said she's going to go big, like she'll try and go Cannes Film Festival and all that sort of stuff in the short film section. So
And then, like, I'm assuming the Cannes Film Festival is like one of the sort of
yeah,
bigger...
the top, yeah, pretty much. But
So she's really on the come up, isn't she?
Yeah,
to have won all that stuff previously and then get those opportunities,
Exactly,
it's like you're not a nobody anymore.
Exactly. Well, when I rocked up, like the camera guy had like a $20,000 camera and shit. And I'm like, yeah, this is the real deal. This is going to be on. So sort of I knew I had to crank it up another level. So
Fuck.
yeah, so I really went for it, and I think it's probably my best performance I've ever done. So
I'm keen to see, like, when that drops, let me know. Like,
Yeah,
shoot me the
for
link.
sure.
Like, I'm curious to see that.
Yeah, I don't look like myself. I don't look like me at all. I've got long hair,
Yeah.
glasses, pretty chubby. So she wanted me to be a bit chubby, a bit chubby. So I just ate a bunch of shit, put on probably 8 or 9 kilos.
So talk about that. Do you get those requests like often? Like, if someone's like, we want you to be like this weight. Like, you hear all the time how certain people like have to get ripped all of a sudden.
Yeah, like Christian Bale and all those big guys. Yeah, probably not as extreme as them sort of guys, but like when I played James Gibson and I've been in prison for like 4 years, I was like, dude, you got to get in shape. Stuff like that. And then with James Gibson, I had to look younger, so I had to be like 24 years old. So I was like, the only way to look younger is like clean shave, haircut, and lose weight. So I was like, shit, I got to lose 10 kilos as fast as possible. So stuff like that, yeah.
That's a big... So there's like, one, it's fair enough, congratulations getting a role of a movie, but then they're like, yeah, but we want you to clean this up, we don't want you to do this, we want you to do that. You're like, shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. Did I tell you how I did a role in the Ken Allen Project in America?
No. So what is the Ken Allen Project and what's the role?
Yeah, so Ken Allen Project's another psychological thriller. So I auditioned for Ken Allen. I didn't get the role, but the director called me a couple of weeks later and said, dude, I really liked you. I've got another role for you. So, yeah, Ken's got a drug problem, and he thinks that everyone is against him, including his partner and stuff like that. So he sort of loses the plot. I think people are after him, but they're not really. So he ends up...
so schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Psychological... okay.
So I play... I played a homeless dude. It was a small role, but an American homeless dude in the back alley, and I really sort of went for it, like, as far as I could go with the character, and that was... Yeah, a good performance, and the director was really cool, and he has another big horror movie coming up that he wants me to be in, probably 2020 over in LA, so...
Fuck.
Yeah, like real big. It was based on the true story. I can't remember the exact murders, but a downtown haunted hotel in LA, this girl, she seems getting chased by something all through the hotel and the security cameras, and they can't actually see what's chasing her. And several hours later, one of the guests are complaining about the smell, like the water is dirty and all this sort of stuff, and they find her body dead, like up in the sort of sewage system, like with the water system and stuff. Yeah, so he's wrote this brutal sort of thriller, so he wants me to be in that. So
Fuck.
yeah, so that, and then I did my first comedy, which I was pretty excited about. I'd never done comedy before. So.
I was gonna say you do a lot of thrillers, you do a lot of horror.
Yeah.
And now so what's the comedy about?
It was a short. It's Hollywood, Hollywood Tan. It was for a sunscreen company in America. They wanted to make a film, so I jumped on board. And have you seen Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller? He said he gets married to this lady. She turns out to be crazy. They go down the carbo, and she gets like crazy sunburnt.
No.
Yeah, so my missus in there. We're by the pool. We're sort of just married. And
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, and she doesn't listen to me, and she gets sunburnt, like really bad, like a lobster. It's just promoting sunscreen, but it's full blown comedy. So yeah, it did pretty well. So
that's sick.
Yeah,
and then like you forget that how all those big businesses have that sort of money.
Yeah,
and they're like the best way, because I've noticed a lot of rappers now are doing short movies of their albums.
Yep.
So they'll break it down, like they'll have like an album of 13 songs, and they'll put 7 of those songs together, and almost like if the rappers are really good, it'll all, like there's all linkage to it all, and they're able to tell it in the form of a short story.
Yeah,
and they're actually being really sick.
Yeah,
but they've got that big budget money, so it's
exactly. Yeah. That's cool though. It sort of goes back into the day, you know, like Michael Jackson's Thriller and all that sort of stuff. They're putting more thought into it again, which was good to see, I think.
Yeah. And yeah, you think it's a new concept, but just the fact that you said that, I'm like, no, we've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And actually a lot of Michael Jackson's music.
Yeah.
I can't remember the one song, the one with Chris Tucker. And it's like, it's literally a short movie, but it's a video clip. Oh, I can't remember the song. I'm gonna kick myself.
Yeah.
For it. But like, when I remember watching that as a kid, and I thought, this is very movie-like.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's a song, but there's another component to this story.
Yeah. That's what I love. They sort of put so much effort into the story, because that's what it's about. Like, I remember my mum saying she went and seen Thriller in like whenever it came out, like in the 80s, early 80s or whatever like that, at the cinemas. Like, that's pretty cool.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's no other way to do it. Like, you don't have the avenues that we've got these days. You can't go straight to Netflix.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, a small country town like Colac as well. It's like,
it's
like, why not put Thriller in the big screen?
Exactly,
like,
yeah,
it's a
13
good idea.
minutes, yeah.
So, how did you know you wanted to be an actor? Like, what even opened that door for you?
Well, when I left school, Mum sort of said, you can leave if you do an apprenticeship. So I left after year 11, and I started a plumbing apprenticeship. I think I lasted 6 months, and I was like, nah, see you later. So then I did nothing for a while. And then I got a job doing dishes at a kitchen, and he said, you know, you should cook. And so he trained me up to be a cook, and I was cooking for a few years, and I just didn't love it. I just like...
You just did it?
Yeah, I just did it just because I had to. And then Mum's like, I think it was my 22nd birthday. So she's like, what do you really want to be? And I was like, I want to be an actor. So it was my ex-girlfriend and Mum at the time. And then they just laughed at me. They're like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, no, I'm serious. And they're like, oh, shit, you are serious. Okay, well, you know, we'll look into it. So Mum was the one that got me onto it. So she looked up screen actors in Geelong, and she goes, all right, I've signed you up. You go to your first class. And I walked in my first class, and I was like, shit, this is awesome. This is what I want to do. I love this shit. Like, I couldn't wait for every week to go back and back. And I was at Screen Actors. I think I was there for a year, and I was the first one to get like a extras background agent. So within like a month or two, I was drinking coffees and that, or drinking beer on Neighbours and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. So
so I was just in the background over and over and over, and I was like, shit, you know, like Screen Actors is a good start, but I was like, I need to sort of get to the next level. I need to get bigger. I need to get better. So I auditioned for NIDA, the National Institute of Dramatic Arts. This is like the top, you know, great school audition. And they're like, nah, you're not ready for this. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know, I sort of got down. I was like, maybe this isn't for me. I went back 6 months later. I was like, nah, I've got to do it. And he goes, cool. He goes, you're in. But he goes, I've got to get rid of a lot of bad habits and stuff you've sort of got over the couple of years, what you've been taught or picked up.
Oh, like acting. Okay,
yeah. So he's like, cool, let's do this. So I spent 2 years there. and that just changed everything. That changed the game. I found a teacher that translated everything to me on a language that I could understand.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was very full on. Like mid scene, he'd come and jump on the middle of the table and like scream. He's like, "What are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And I thought, I come home every night and I was upset, and I'm like, the ex-missus is like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "My teacher hates me and all this shit." And then I come into acting class next day, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And he goes, I was like, "I'm not sure why you don't like me." He goes, Don't like you? What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "Dude, I'm so hard on you because I know you have what it takes." He said, "You listen to me, I'll take you under your wing and you're going to fucking make it."
That's real.
And I'm like, fuck. But, it's like, geez, yeah, let's do this. This
That's
is
a
what
kick
I
up
want
the
to
butt for that little bit of confidence where
Yeah.
you're just like, I was right. Like you
Yeah.
almost go home then to your mum and you're like, "See, mum, I told
Yeah,
you.
that's
If
it,
he's
yeah.
committed, like I'm committed."
Absolutely. Yeah, so I was stuck with him, and then I got a speaking role on Neighbours, and I was like, fuck, got my whole family around to see this, a couple of lines I had to Neighbours, and I was like, yeah, this is it. And then just kept sort of rolling on from there. And then I thought, because I was getting all these small roles, so I was like, I need to learn how to carry a movie. So I thought, me and a couple of mates, we started our thing together, and we started in a couple short films, and then we led to What Goes Around Comes Around.
So that's with I can't remember his name, Mike Smallwood.
Yeah,
wasn't
Smallwood,
it?
yeah, and my mate Scotty Enright as well.
So what you sort of almost, because you weren't getting those big opportunities, you made those big opportunities for yourself.
Exactly, yeah. So
That's
we made
smart
What
as.
Goes Around Comes Around, and that was like a cinema release and a DVD release as well. So yeah, so there's a lot of doubters and that, like, "Oh, you guys are crazy" and stuff, but we had a 3-month cinema release, DVD release, you could buy it on DVD, like, yeah, so we proved a lot of people wrong, and then, yeah, it's just gone up and up and up from there, so you just got to keep
nuts.
hustling, yeah.
Yeah, you really do, don't you?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's good that you at least had those people around you that were like, "No, you actually know what you're doing." Like,
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to help you get to that stage.
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
I'm sure if you didn't have that training and then you went off with your homies to do that small stuff,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have known, and you would have
Exactly.
like done all your old habits, and like people would have watched that and been like, "Eh."
Yeah.
But because you've like almost been groomed into into what an actor's supposed to be,
Yeah.
like it's a showreel. You can then show people that you're like, "This is what I can do.
Exactly.
Give me a role of significance, and I'll
Yeah.
crush it for you, just like I've crushed these ones."
Exactly, yeah. Spot on.
That's genius.
Yeah, and there's some other people I've met along the way, like Andy McPhee from Sons of Anarchy. So I'm really good mates with him.
Which one was he from Sons of Anarchy?
I think he was in season 4. He was part of the Irish crew, Keith McGee. He's big, tall,
4.
badass Irish dude.
Season 4.
He's actually Australian, but he was Irish in season 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really good mates with him, and he sort of taken me under his wing as well. And yeah, he was in like What Goes Around Comes Around. He plays my dad in James Gibson's story. We hang out a lot in LA, and yeah, so he took me under his wing, and yeah, he's got a lot of life experience, which is sort of life coach as well, not just acting. So
Okay.
yeah,
Does a lot of life experience play a big role in getting certain roles?
yeah, for sure. Especially, I think, like, say if you haven't experienced something, you obviously got to research it. But if you experience it, yeah, you've already done this before. Like, you just do it in a different way.
So were there times in your childhood that shaped you and almost got you ready for some of the positions you've been in now?
Yeah, I think so. For sure. Like with James Gibson's story and that. I never went to prison, but I've done some bad things, like a lot of fighting, smoking some weed or whatever, stealing, a lot of bad shit. But yeah, so that you do sort of bring real life experience from that sort of stuff.
Okay, like almost like, is it that manipulative side of you almost where it's like, to be able to act it like you sort of have to understand?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because there's a lot of people we're getting arrested in James Gibson's story and stuff like that. You had to make it authentic as possible, even for the cop. I'm saying, nah, don't do that. Do it like this. This is what
like you
it's
got to
really
be
like.
rough. Like it's not gentle. It's not gentle.
Exactly. And I'm a bit of a pretty method, so I want the dude to actually, throw me into the wall or like really.
That's reality.
Yeah,
like, that
exactly
is reality.
right.
Like when you get arrested, they're not just like, "Oh, could you please, sir, get in the back of this car?"
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah.
get the fuck down, put your hands behind your back, and shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah. So being arrested and that sort of stuff before, so I had that real life experience to help out mates and stuff that haven't had that sort of teenage experience.
True. What did you get arrested for?
Been done for a few things. A lot of fighting, fake IDs, theft, all that sort of shit. So just
True.
dumb shit, really.
Yeah. Just stuff that like you were like, it seemed like a good idea at the time because you're young and dumb. Next minute you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You sleep on that cold steel bench and you're just like,
I got a lot of warnings. And then I think it was when I was 22, I had to go to court for just like theft, struggling for money. I worked at this pub and our boss used to pay us in cash checks. So I took a couple of checks and I cashed them. Someone else's checks.
True.
So I got done.
Like you're a starving artist.
Yeah. So the six months later, I thought I'd go away with it, and the police officer rang up and said, "Why'd you do it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was struggling. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I was struggling."
Yeah, you just tell him the truth.
So I had to come down. He goes, "You got 24 hours to get down here, or I'm gonna put a warrant out for your arrest." So I drove down there, and he's like, "That car you just drove, that's unregistered." So I got done for unregistered car driving as well. And then I had to go.
When it rains, it pours.
It does.
Like you're trying to do the right thing.
Exactly. So then I had to go to court. And it was bad. Like I was wearing a nice suit and all this sort of stuff because I don't want to get in trouble. And this guy come up to me and said, "Dude," he was, "Can you be my lawyer?" I'm like, "What?"
He said that to you?
Yeah. I'm so like, "What?" And he goes, "You're a lawyer, aren't you?" I'm like, "Shit." And I was like, "I'm not meant to be here. Like I am different from everybody else in this courtroom." And then mum come down and she's crying and shit. And I'm like, "Oh, God, I can't do this." And then my lawyer had a interview with the judge saying, "There's no chance he's going to let me off." He goes, "I'm screwed."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Oh, shit." Like,
yeah, the world sort of crumbles all around you.
So a lawyer went in there and he just crushed it. And ever since that, he goes, ever since I walked out of there and I got, the good behaviour and all that sort of stuff, I was like, "Nah, I got to turn around right now."
Oh, so that was the outcome you got?
That was it. Yeah, I just
bond?
turned it. Yeah. I had to pay a bunch of fees and all that, just to pay the money back and write letters of apology to the police officer and the guy who took the money off. But I turned it around straight away.
That would have been a pivotal moment when the guy was like, "Dude, can you be my lawyer?" You'd be sitting there, you'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm here for like the same sort of thing as like I'm the one being charged as well." Like,
yeah, I was like, "Dude, what the fuck? Like, it's not good." But yeah, I walked straight out of there. I was like, "Nah, I'm never getting in trouble again, ever again. Only in movies, that's it."
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Like, you had that experience once. It's like, do I need all of this? Like, no, I do not.
So it's like I had two choices. I could keep going down or I can go up. So I was like, "No, I'm going up."
And I'm sure you're so thankful that you made the right decision.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah. No, try to do the right thing all the day. Look after your family, your friends, go to church, all that sort of stuff. Like,
Really 360.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But I guess like you had to, like you can't keep like thugging for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And none of that, it doesn't get you anywhere.
Nah.
Like you're like the energy you put out. Like fuck, you made a movie about it. What goes around comes around.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're putting that negative energy into the world, like don't be surprised when it all lands on your doorstep all at once.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then it's a pivotal moment for a human being too, because it's like you're either with the shits, or you're like, "Nah, I'm gonna get as far away from this as I possibly can."
Yeah. I don't like to hide it either. I like to sort of let people know what I did wrong and stuff like that, because you learn from it and inspires others. They're like, "Oh, well, I'm not doing too great, but you weren't either. Now look at you," like stuff like that. So I do want to inspire others and stuff to live better lives and yeah.
But then that's like, then again, that's where you switched your energy up. Like you were once upon a time, it was like, fuck everyone else. I'm going to get mine.
Oh, absolutely.
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
And now you're like, hold on, that's not how the world works.
Exactly, yeah.
It's much better if I try and almost help bring other people up around me. Yeah. And then we can all achieve this same point together.
Exactly right, yeah. Because it'd be lonely at the top by yourself, that's for sure.
Man, and people say that and it's like, shit, I guess there's so many at the top. And then like the things that they've had to do to get there, like that saying exists for a reason.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you look at the people that really get to where they've gotten to with the people around them.
Yeah.
And they're the happy ones.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
And like when you look at the difference, you're like, he stayed true to all his homies and his homies are with him.
Yeah.
Compared to the dude that just was selfish, screwed over everyone.
Exactly.
And now why is he so miserable?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm always like with Scotty and Mike and that, I'm still, getting them roles on here and that and trying to help everybody out and stuff, so.
Man, you're doing keep it up. That's the right thing.
Yeah, that's
the right thing.
Yeah.
So was that more the catalyst in your acting career? So is that when Was that period in your life before or after you were doing the chefing? Like, how did that sort of fall into your...
So it sort of started, I was hanging around the wrong people for a start ever since I was probably 14, 15. So that sort of went on for a fair few years.
Yeah.
Doing the wrong thing. So yeah, I was probably when I was 22, probably the past sort of just caught up with me from bad actions and bad decisions. But yeah, after that, I was like, I got out of that group. I was like, nah, see you later. I'm done.
Well, you had to. Like,
Yeah.
you good behaviour bond, like...
And it was hard as well because they're like, what the fuck? And, get stuck in you're such a bitch and all this sort of stuff. Doing all this drama shit, like...
It's a real 360, isn't it?
Yeah. They're like, you're doing all this pussy ass shit on screen and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, it's what I want to do. Like, yeah.
And it's like, you can't let those people stop you. If it's something you truly want to do, you kind of just have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, none of that, at the end of the day, who are they?
Yeah, exactly
Like,
right.
they're all lost sort of souls as well.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure it out too. But
Yeah.
at least the unfortunate of hard experiences, like, now you know.
Yeah,
You're like, that's not the life I want to live.
No.
This is actually what I want to do. So I need to take those steps.
absolutely. And if I did start on that path with them, who knows where I'd be now.
Fuck,
I don't think
what,
they're doing too great, so...
you wouldn't have a spot in LA. You wouldn't have a spot in Australia.
No,
you wouldn't have
that's
the
it.
wife you've got now. Or like the partner
exactly
you've got.
right.
Like, none of that would be possible.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, it's weird how all of that had to happen so you could get to where you are right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't regret anything ever. Like, you learn from everything. Yeah, so I turned it around and then I was doing pretty well for a few years. I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. Well, I think we were together for 5 years and then shit got dark. Put on like 20 kilos. Nearly just depressed, drinking all the time.
You went through it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been that depressed in my life. I didn't really know what it was because I was like, no, that's not real, whatever like that.
So what was depression for you?
Oh, it was
Like
dark.
in that period, like explain some of those feelings and thoughts.
I felt like I couldn't get any low. Like I was stuck in this hole. I could not get out. I'd wake up, I'd drink vodka for breakfast. I thought my life is over, like my life was meant to be with her. When you lose someone, you sort of think, oh yeah, my whole life is sorted. And then that sort of just comes up and you're like, fuck, my life's over. But it's not. It's not over. It's just another chapter in the book. Like,
Yeah. What spun that moment around for you? Like, what took you out of that rut?
it's probably Andy McPhee, the guy from Sons of Anarchy. He sort of took me under his wing and said, because I signed up to do some, training with him, and he's like,
Yeah.
what's wrong, dude? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, what's wrong? I was like, nothing. And he goes, dude, don't fucking bullshit me. He goes, we're not starting any acting stuff, and do you tell me what's wrong? I'm like, all right. Broke up with my ex. I'm fucking depressed and stuff. He goes, cool. He goes, let's do some shit and, let's get better before we do any acting stuff.
True.
So I was like, okay. So he wanted me to write poems and all this sort of shit. I was like, I'm not writing poems. What the fuck? But he's like, no, write a poem and you draw something. I was like, I can't draw either. But he's like, no. He goes, I don't care. Write a poem and draw something. And I gave him to him. He goes, mate, this is the darkest shit I've ever seen. He goes, this is not good. And then a couple of weeks later, he goes, write a poem, do this. And I'm like, he goes, see, it's a little bit lighter. So it's sort of making me do stuff. You get up, you have your healthy food, you go to the gym, and you sort of strive for something. There is something else.
But it's, you know what he's done there, which is really interesting. That's his form of like, whether you saw it or not, he was making you get it out.
Yeah.
Like you had it stuck in your head, and I never thought about that before. But like poetry, people say to write when you're feeling depressed.
Yeah.
Like if you sort of were to write a short story, or in your case, write a poem.
Yeah.
You're talking about how exactly you feel.
Yeah. Without actually thinking about it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then not only that, you're able to put that on a piece of paper, and it's almost like you never forget because that's not what that's supposed to do. But it's the first time probably for you in that rut that you were able to take it out of your head,
Yeah.
put it somewhere else, let
True.
someone else critique you for it,
Yeah.
and then like that's your ability to move forward.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
And-
powerful. Like, that's a
yeah.
good friend to have. Like
Yeah.
not many people would make you do things like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. And then he made me, he goes, all right, we're going to write a letter to her. Like, nah. I was like, I'm not fucking speaking to her. No way. He said, nah, we're writing a letter to her. Like, it ended really bad on her behalf. She did something really bad. So he made me write a letter. He said, thanks for everything. You've taught me to be better and all this sort of shit and appreciate everything. We've traveled the world together. And that's it. And he goes, I'm fine. And he goes, see you later. Have a great rest of your life. And I wrote that to her. I just wrote a sad face back and that was it. And then deleted.
That's all you needed.
That's
But then
it.
like, that's the release.
Yeah.
That's the goodbye.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are some very important steps to help you get out of that rut.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's like,
felt
until you do
normal.
that,
Yeah.
so after
Instantly.
that, it made you feel normal.
I'm like, shit. And then within a couple of weeks, I found my partner. It's like, yeah. She
But
just,
then everything changes. You go from having that negative energy, feeling depressed, to be
Yeah.
able to slowly start releasing it. So your energy starts to begin to
yeah.
change.
Yeah.
And then that final goodbye, as you said, you instantly felt better. So
Yeah.
it's like you somehow built yourself up from within
Yeah.
back to where you were, like
Yeah.
when you were with her. Like,
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. But, you know, yeah, like I'm building houses, like, you know, got a nice car, got this, got that, I got everything. And just achieving more goals, more and more and more. And it just doesn't stop. You sort of just wake up earlier and earlier. I was like, shit, I got to get more done. I want to, you know, get more. Sort of that hungry. When I was depressed, I was just like, I'll get up at whenever. I don't give a fuck. Ever. Like, I just didn't care. And now I'm just, you know, I get up at 4 a.m. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Like,
because you don't want to waste the day.
yeah. I have bloody go to the gym and go play golf, have breakfast, and no one's even awake yet in the house. Like,
But then for you, you've achieved everything that you want to do in the morning, where
Yeah.
in the rest of the day you can do those other things.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
And that's so important too. And I think everybody goes through that, and especially in your field. Like, I'm sure, like, getting rejections from certain roles, stuff like that, it'd really take a toll on your mental. But
Yeah.
you know how to feel now, and you know how to, like, work through that.
Yeah,
like,
for
you know
sure.
what that feeling is. You won't let someone else do that to you again.
Yeah.
Like, and if it does happen again, you're fortunate now. All the things that you refuse to do, you'll probably actually do them again next time you experience that rut, because they're almost tactics. They helped you get through it last time,
Yeah.
while they not help you get through it this next time.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly right. You sort of know the process.
That's
and,
nuts.
And there's no point, like, putting on weight and getting unhealthy and stuff like that, because you don't want them to win.
And that's
what-
exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Like, it will prevent you from finding the next person. Knowing
Yeah.
that, like, you don't have that love of yourself.
Yeah,
So
exactly
it's like,
right.
if you don't
yeah.
love yourself, like, how are you supposed to love someone else?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I used to be growing up to, like, I think I was up to, like, 20 years old. I was, from, like, 16 to 20, I was super overweight.
Yep.
107 kilos or some shit, and then I lost all that weight, got super shape, and then that's when I met the ex. So I was in like real good nick for ages, and then reverted to old ways, like as you'd say. So, and then putting on all that weight and eating and drinking, putting on all that weight. So I'm getting that off again. So
But then, like, shit. That's just a coping mechanism. So
Yeah.
that just unfortunately is what you picked at the time.
yeah, exactly.
And which
yeah.
makes complete sense. Like,
yeah.
I had similar situations like that. There was a stage I got to 139 kilos.
Wow.
It was fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this was before meeting you. Like, just as a youth, like, my life was fucking shit.
How old were you then? When
Like 17 to 19.
yeah.
So, like, long story short, I broke both sides of my ankle.
Yep.
So, like, I was playing football, basketball, so I was, like, at quite high levels.
Yep.
Fucking broke that. So, for, like, ruled me out for the whole year. I think I spent 6 months on crutches.
Shit.
And in that whole time, man, all I did was drink and eat bad shit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
just, like, got myself in the biggest rut.
and then get down on yourself and feel sorry for yourself and
Well, like, the worst thing was, no. So, like, that whole thing probably happened from I think I did that when I was 17.
yeah.
All the way to 19.
Yeah.
Like, at the same time I broke my leg, I had some other real bad shit happen around me as well.
Yeah.
And it almost to the point where I just became disconnected.
Yeah.
And all I did, man, was just fucking drink, fuck up, and eat shit food.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, one day I looked, like, one of the close homies, he was like, yo, you're getting big.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? That was the first time, I think, in that whole 2-year period where I reflected on myself. And
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And I didn't even know I did it. Like,
yeah.
I don't
it
even
slips
know
away,
what
doesn't
that
it?
stage of life was.
Yeah.
Like, it was probably serious depression, but I just didn't even allow myself to even accept that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just, like, it just got worse and worse.
Slips away
and
fast
worse.
before you realise, yeah.
Man, 2 years disappeared like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, people around me knew, but I was a different individual. I didn't like talking about that sort of shit
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
which is why, like,
Yeah.
now when we have conversations like these, like, I want to unpack it. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
if there were people around me that were going, like, and there were people around me that were going through that same shit.
Yeah.
And like they'd try and have those conversations with me, but it was just, I ended up helping them more than I helped myself.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that I was supposed to help myself.
Yeah.
Like it was all good and well giving people like telling people like just not even what to do, but just like. And then the problem is now that I'm really thinking about it, like this is the worst thing like males do. When we're fucking drunk and it's 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
we look at our best mate and then we just start telling each other how we feel.
Yeah.
Like that shit is a definition of toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's gross.
Yeah.
And like you don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like you talk to your homie about, I think that was probably, to be honest, how I kept moving.
Yeah.
Because like at that stage I was a pretty bad alcoholic. Like I was getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucked up every night.
Yeah.
For no reason, like
Yeah.
for no reason at all. And like I got like kicked out of home and shit.
Yep.
So I was living with fucking, there was just some shaky periods in my life. So I was living with the homies.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was always living with the homies and I just chose to do other things so I could forget about everything else.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until it was all too late.
Yeah.
But now it's nuts. I'm at 100 kilos. Now when I say
Yeah, you
people
look
I was
fit now,
like
yeah.
139, they're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I hid from every camera. Like I subconsciously knew.
Yeah.
I subconsciously knew.
Yeah.
So I just made sure that there was like the boys knew. And then it's like, that's all for me.
Yeah.
That like they're the only people that had to.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I don't know, every time I hear a situation like that,
Yeah.
I love like positive coping mechanisms and how to deal with it. Like, man, if someone told me all you need to do was just like do a bit of poetry, I would have laughed.
Yeah.
Because I would have been like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
But then I probably would have done it.
Yeah.
Like, you feel so bad in those situations, you're like, maybe writing some poetry or just writing how I feel might be another way of releasing that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's what I think the problem was. I didn't have any release.
Yeah.
And when I released, did the same shit, chose to fight,
Yeah.
chose to drink, chose to fucking
yeah.
do other dumb shit. Like, you
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you didn't feel. And the feeling of pain was like, you're like, fuck it, at least it's a feeling of something.
Yeah, for sure.
But nah, it's not positive.
Yeah.
So if you need help, get that help. Yeah. Fuck what everyone else says. Because you know what else fucks me the most? We all think going to see like a psychologist or a therapist is like, excuse me, I'm just sick
right,
and
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like getting all blooded.
It's still hustling, bro. It's good.
Still hustling.
Yeah.
We tell us like, I was talking about this with a friend. For some reason, there's some horrible stigma in society that you're weak if you go and see a therapist. You're weak if you go and see a psychologist. But it's like, what the fuck? Who even says that?
Yeah.
No one says it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why, when we need that help, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
No one says it. So it's like, why do we tell ourselves it's like, nah.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Everything works for different people, you know, like this works for that person, blah, blah, blah. I try to see someone and, you know, I told them the story, blah, 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 got cheated on, and they're like, oh, how do you think she feels? I'm like, who gives a fuck how she feels? Like, this is about me. I'm paying you about $150 an hour.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm not coming back. And then that's when I met Andy, and I was like, dude, I don't need to see anyone. I need to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, that's the thing. Sometimes those people aren't right. But just because they weren't right doesn't mean we should stop trying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because the next person's there to help us.
Yeah.
And then, for me, I don't know, I always struggled seeing therapists and stuff. Like, I probably need to later on in my life.
Yeah.
But for me, I was lucky that I had certain people around me.
Yeah.
Like, I had older people that I could talk to who were just like, I went through that same shit, bro.
Yeah.
All your behaviour's normal.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
but they're
for
like,
sure. Yeah.
it's normal, but fuck, if you don't change this, it'll take you. So it's like, they almost put it back on you, which is what I think a good therapist or psychologist will do.
Yeah.
They won't ask that question. They'll rather be like, how can you move forward?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotta sneak some water.
Yeah, no, you're right, man.
I was sick, but I was like, nah, I can't miss this opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it. Like, I was like, I need to talk to the man Tyson
yeah.
today. Nah, but fuck, that's real. And I'm so happy that you had someone in your life to help you get through all that.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful for meeting him, and now he's a great friend. So
Well, shit, you've done plenty of work together, and it's like,
Yeah.
a friend like that, that's a good friend to have,
Yeah,
especially for what you do.
Yeah, and he's a great actor too. And, you know, in James Gibson, we shared a big scene where he strangles me around the throat and does all this crazy shit. And he's a very intimidating dude, as you've seen on Sons of Anarchy. So
He's a big boy.
He plays a Braxton's dad on Home and Away as well. So
Nah, I haven't really seen much.
yeah, he's sort of the badass sort of dad in that as well. So yeah, for him to grab me around the throat and sort of stir me up, I was like, you know, this is real. So
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating.
yeah, which was awesome. You get a real reaction because it does scare the
yeah,
shit out of you, like when he grabs you. Yeah.
Fuck. No, that's sick. No, like, it's also like, all that's just so important.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
That's all good. So what's next for Tyson? Like, you've done all this, like, now that you're doing positive shit, like, what is next for Tyson? What are you doing?
So just hustle and flat out. Just, you know, we're doing the movie in Apollo Bay, so I want you to come and, you know, jump on board somewhere.
Man, I'd be happy to.
Done.
You've offered me that opportunity before. I wasn't in the right headspace because I was coming out of all that.
Yeah.
But now I'm good. Let's do it. Let's rock. Like, I'm curious to see what happens.
And these boys too, there's roles for everybody, so let's do it.
Have you seen my brother?
Nah.
Spitting image of me, but just has glasses.
Oh, awesome. It's tall or not?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he reckons he's taller, but I'm like, you're not, bruv. My shoulders are broader, my shoulders are higher. I'm like, catch up.
Yeah.
Like, you're taller when you're wearing your Timberlands and I'm wearing skate shoes.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time. Like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, so we'll do that in Apollo Bay. And then I'm also going to Thailand to do a secret movie I can't talk too much about. But have you ever seen Banged Up Abroad?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so it's based on sort of an episode on there where my character's hard off for money, which I've been in that position before, done some dumb shit. So this is probably a similar sort of situation, just on a bigger scale, where I get offered the trip of a lifetime, a free trip, and get paid $25,000. I just got to carry back a little bit of something. And
Chappelle Corby, rest in peace.
And it works out to be a bit more than a little bit. So
it's always
25 kilos of heroin, so it's a bit much. But
and you think it's bad with a body bag full of weed?
Yeah.
Imagine 25 kilos of
strapped
smack.
to me. So I got that. And I head back to overseas and do some more auditions and stuff like that. But yeah, we've got more in development. So yeah.
That's exciting times, bro.
Yeah,
exciting
busy.
times.
Yeah.
Well, that leads me to it. With everything you've experienced, it's like, what is one thing that you wish you were told as a youth?
I was probably given the advice from my grandpa, good advice, saying never settle for average. So I probably don't wish that I'd been told anything. I was happy with that advice, but I didn't listen at the time. I sort of never settle for average. I'd done dumb shit, blah, blah, blah. And I was living the average life, and now I finally took his advice. Never settle for average.
And now your life is far, far, far from average.
Absolutely.
Everything you said, you've got the house, you've got the cars, you've got the wife, like,
yeah,
none of that's average.
Yeah. Never settle for average. So, yeah, you just go after it, get it. And there's heaps of haters and stuff along the way. You know, you get bagged out by everybody, especially on social media and shit like that.
Yeah.
Who cares, you know? There's a lot of hate and stuff on Facebook. That's why the world is a bit of a messed up place, because there's so much hate.
There is. And it's sad almost, but
yeah,
the ones that can survive and tough themselves through that, they're the ones that go far.
That's it. Like, you're going after your dreams, I'm going after mine. And then there's, you know, people bagging people like us out. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But he's the one who's sitting at home working a shitty job. Like,
Oh, a shitty job that he hates.
Yeah,
the whole
exactly
life
right.
that he hates. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, that's your fault, not mine.
exactly right.
Like, don't
yeah.
put your energy onto me. Like, that's all you. Figure that shit out for yourself.
So social media is a good platform for networking and, you know, advertising and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of hate and stuff on there. So
But then I guess that's so important because that's what you need. There's two sides to it.
yeah,
I'm losing my voice.
no, you're right, man. Yeah,
But you've got the positive where you can choose to network efficiently,
Yeah.
meet other people, help get your stuff out there. Or you can take the opposite approach, be a troll, be a hater.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And it's like, there are two ways to use your energy.
Yeah.
One's really going to help you. One's just going to make your life seem a lot worse than it already is.
yeah. But yeah, like Joel Edgerton was saying, he's a fantastic actor. He was just saying, you know, you're going to get so much hate along the way. Biggest thing to do is never reply. He goes, the biggest thing is success. He goes, wait, they see you get more successful, they're going to hate it even more and suck shit to them. So
And not only that, you won't have any time to reply.
yeah, exactly right.
So it's
yeah,
like, good luck to them.
I won't even see the comments. So hopefully,
Yeah, pretty much. Hey?
yeah. But yeah, that's coming from one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. So
Fuck.
Yeah, success is the biggest. So
Wait, but last but not least, do you think social media has a big influence in like some of the roles you get? Like I didn't realize how big your following was, and I thought, does that exposure help you get to those next stages in life?
Yeah, I do have a story. I can't say what the movie was, but it's a huge Universal movie that I went for. They really, really liked me. I got down to the bottom three. I kept getting callback after callback. I think I had like 10 callbacks. Come back to the studio, auditioning, and they loved it. They thought it was great. And then I walked in, and the dude didn't look real happy, and I was like, "What's wrong, man?" He goes, "Dude, I really, really like you, but because I can't give you the role." And I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "It's not you." He goes, "You're fucking great." He goes, "It's the other guy's got 1 million followers on Instagram, sorry, and you don't. You've like only had a couple thousand or something at the time." He goes, "It's a popularity contest.
That's fucked
That's
up.
what sells the movie."
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so I don't know the other guy. Maybe I was a better actor, maybe I wasn't, but it didn't matter because he's going to sell the movie. He's going to get 1 million people go watch it. I'm only going to get a couple thousand. Like that's how they made it out. So it is very important to be popular on social media. I think it's a good thing as well because I'm always sort of promoting good vibes. Trying to inspire people to be better. By, working out, eating healthy, doing the right thing, looking after their family, their friends, and doing stuff they've never done before, traveling, all the important sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Live life to the fullest.
You gotta. But then at the same time, it's only important for what he does. So, like, he's an actor, remember that. Like, if you're a bricklayer and you're happy with laying bricks, you don't need 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah, that's a tough job. That's hard work.
And not only that, you maybe just need 1,000 or even 100 local people just to help you get more work.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about what role you want to play in
scale.
society.
Yeah.
And just unfortunately for you, that's a massive, massive part of it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's the biggest kicker, man. 1 million. And you'd hear that and you'd be like, how the fuck do I get 1 million people?
Exactly,
You'd be like, why is this person also auditioning? He's got 1 million followers.
Absolutely.
Surely there's other things he can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's fucked. Well, Tyson, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Tyson Jarvis Official, or IMDb, Tyson Jarvis. You can see what I'm working on, what's in development, and what we're going to make together in Apollo Bay, the biggest horror movie going around. Stay tuned.
Bro, thank you so much for coming down.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
appreciate
brother.
everything. You killed it as always.
Thanks, brother.
Liam, you know what time it is. Can you wrap that shit up for us? Thank you.